Okay, good morning. I have had a request from two people about sciatic pain and stiffness in the muscles that constrict the sciatic and also lower back. So we're going to work on both of those today. And I actually have a list of several things that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go through them quickly to give you an overview of what you'll be seeing, and then I'll go through them each a little bit slowly. So the first thing, and I'm going to assume that you're coming to this today already having done some twists, maybe having gone on a walk, so you have some warm, your muscles are warm and you're ready to get a little deeper and work through probably discomfort and pain. So we'll be talking about discomfort and pain today, because if you have tightness in your muscles that are pinching your sciatic, I'm sure you have discomfort and you might have pain. So the first thing is, I want to go to the plank. Excuse me, well, that'll be last. Just saw that on the list. Pigeon. So pigeon is going to be down in. So you're trying to lift your abdominals always and press through the angles. So pressing down between your hips, working these muscles in your glutes. So your gluteals are getting pressure, you're giving them the stretch. So it's not so, that's, those are words, right? So what you're trying to do is increase the angle of your mobility with your legs apart. So you're pressing into your hip. So then you would do the other side. Here's pigeon. Pigeon is a yoga pose and it's wonderful. It helps us. So we'll do several variations of this, pressing on in. So I'm going to skip one for just a second and come back to it. The second variation on the pigeon is when you lay on the floor, you cross one leg up and bring the other one to it. So you're making a 4 with your legs. You're going to reach through the opening and pull back on, pulling back on the upright leg and using your elbow to resist this knee coming back. So with your head down, you're going to feel it through this hip. I know you've probably already seen and done these, but this is variation 2. Variation 3 is when you come up to sitting, make a 4 with your foot. You can use your elbow or your hand to resist, and you're going to stretch in and you're opening up and giving resistance to these muscles in your glutes. And then you're starting to get down into your hamstrings a little bit. But it's coming down the side. You're feeling it down the side with those muscles that are constricting on the sciatic nerve. So here, that's the third variation. Pigeon on your back 4 and sitting 4. Another yoga pose that is really good for this is child's pose. So your feet are pointing to each other or close together, knees either close together or apart. Hands come forward. So you're stretching actually the inside of your legs now. And this is really good because we do a lot of holding in. And so any of this stretch, this is a stretch that will cause you discomfort, but in the long run, it's going to help you. So your head is on the floor, your hands are above your head, and you're reaching with your hands so that you're stretching your shoulders as well. And the reason for that is that our whole body is connected. Nothing is separate, and you can't really spot strengthen, spot, flex for the most part, but you will improve all over. Okay, so on my back sitting. Okay, I'm not sure what one of those means, so we'll get back to it in a minute. Okay, the next one is a plank. And a plank is surprisingly good for unraveling your back. When you do a plank, you're pressing your heels behind you and your hands are right under your shoulders, and you want your neck long, and it's hard to relax your neck in this position, but I want it pulling out from your shoulders so the top of your head is pulling away and your heels are pulling away in the opposite direction, and you're lifting your abdominals and you're trying to be very straight. So in the plank, very good. And you want to hold that. Oh, you can also do a plank with your knees on the floor, and then you're really aiming for getting a straight line from your knees out of your, and then out the top of your head. Or you can lift your knees, and so all of this has to lift in your abdominals. The strengthening of the front of your body muscles is going to help the strength of your lower back. So plank. Now, this is for, the next one is the plow from yoga. And this one is one that you work up to. So to start it, you're going to try to lift your hips, and you can put your hands on the floor. Anywhere you can get your hips off the floor, and you're trying to stretch your feet up and over your head. So the farther you get, you want to end up with your feet behind you. And then put your hands down and breathe. Lift your abdominals. So your abdominals are going to push to your spine, opening up this area between your thighs and your abdominals. And then you can try to push your feet back. So most people doing this for the first time are not going to get here. Don't stress about that. Lift your hips, lift, and if it's just reach for your shins and pull them back, and you can do it this way too. Pull your knees in, but getting your feet up and over your head and relaxing and breathing into that, so you have to get there. You can do that over probably a week or two. When you can relax into that, gravity is going to stretch those muscles around your hips, and it eventually feels really good. So there's that one. Oh, I know what this says. Okay, there are a couple of stretches. So here, this is a static stretch. We'll be talking about static stretches where you're going to lift and press, and then you release everything. You're trying to not grip your muscles, but breathe into them. And when you do that, you're allowing your body to relax into gravity. This all comes from my brain. So I'm just going to release, release. What you're hoping for is a little bit of discomfort that is unexpected. When you're reaching forward like this and you drop your head and gravity takes over just a little bit more, your muscles are going to come to their maximum because some of your muscles, especially the ones around your sciatic and in your lower back, are actually in a spasm. The little scales of your muscles are locked open with lactic acid because you've built up lactic acid over time. So you're leaning forward into it, and your muscles will come to a point where they can no longer resist you. I'm not pushing, pulling, or doing more than letting gravity take over. They will actually exhaust and let go, and you will start to feel a burn. That burn is the lactic acid that is stuck in your muscles, flooding into your bloodstream. So if you drop your head somewhere behind your thighs, in your lower back, maybe your shoulder, even your calves, you could feel it almost anywhere where your muscles have reached their ultimate, they will let go, and you will feel a microscopic release of those muscles, and then you hang out there again until you get that little burn somewhere else. Now, curiously, the discomfort of that you can get used to and admire it. I won't say that you ever enjoy it, but it will go away and you will feel relief. So, keeping straight, leaning. Another way to apply this is to lift your foot, and this is fine with shoes or not. I'm just going to put my heel in between my big toe and my next toe, and here's just another angle where I'm getting an increased stretch. So I'm going to put my hands out front and reach just a little bit, and then try to relax into it, except for your abdominals. Lift those abdominals. Everything else is just going to let go, reaching into that. And then you want to feel in the belly of the muscle. Okay, I've stopped quickly going through this and I'm doing this. Sorry. Then you would reverse and step into this. The next one, I've brought my handy rolling balls. Okay, and you can get a ball in there, find where you need it. So yesterday or Monday we did this on the roller. This is going to be more intense, more pointed on the spot that you need. Pulling it over. When that becomes unsatisfactory and not enough pressure, get a baseball. Get it in there. There is some discomfort, and yet you know that eventually you're going to get relief. Press, hang out there, roll it, find it. You don't have to grind into it more than you can tolerate. Okay, I have actually found where my sciatic nerve is feeling pinched, and I can feel it radiating down my leg. So then you know what is the angle of my sciatic nerve going. This would be you thinking, now I know where it's going. And you can follow that. Get on it, follow it, down your hip, down your hip. You just hang on it, hang out on it until you get some relief. I can feel it burning, oh boy. So, down where your sacrum, no, wrong bones. Yes, sacrum. Is covered with thinner muscle, it's more intense. Okay, but you can follow that all the way down your leg. Lost it a little. Nope, found it again. Work that out. This is very intense. If you have somebody who loves you enough to work on you, which I hope everybody does. Somebody who doesn't mind getting their either the soft part of the palm of their hand in there and work on it. Elbow intensifies that. Somebody will press on that for you, then you're not totally in control of how much pressure, and they might be able to push just a little harder, but this is a great way to get in there, and you can follow that. I'm just going to keep moving it down on that sciatic nerve as you feel the pressure and the discomfort. You're working to duplicate your discomfort or working to find it so that you can press on it. Give the muscles the message they can let go and get some relief. Okay, so now here I can put my other knee on top of this, and outside those knees is a lot of discomfort. We're just going to call it discomfort for the sake of positivity, yes. But as much weight as you can put on it, you're going to press this out. Okay, moving it down. I can feel that I could hang out there for a while, but I want you to find where you need it. Press on it. Okay, this is a life-saving technique. This will help keep you moving if you have terrible sciatic pain. Get in there. You already have pain. This is what I say when I'm torturing somebody with this. You already have pain. If you do this, you're duplicating your pain, and you will get some relief. I promise. I hate it. I hate that it hurts as much as it does, but you can get some relief. So let's go through what we've talked about. Pigeon, because I do have one more. Pigeon, both sides. Child's pose. This one should be a way to relax into it, but you'll still find some discomfort, but it's an excellent pose for just opening up the hips and creating more flexibility and range of motion. This is what I meant. Okay, here's one that I forgot to show you because I couldn't remember what I was thinking. Laying down, you can either put your knees up on a chair or the edge of your bed, or put them here, and I want you to put your toes pronated in, your knees together, so that you don't have to exercise any muscle energy to hold them up. Toes in, knees in, you're making a 3-point hold. Then stretch up out of your hips, cross your arms over your chest, and then as you breathe, you want to release every bit of tension from your body. And this is a great stretch or relaxation technique for when you get up in the morning or when you're ready to go to bed at night. This is a great way to let go of all of the tension of your day. One of your objectives is to breathe but not move. And you're just thinking, I'm releasing my eyeballs into the back of my head. I'm releasing my jaw so that I'm not holding any tension in my jaw. I'm releasing my shoulders, releasing my ribs. As I breathe, I have free movement of my ribs. My arms don't have to work at all, so they're just relaxing. Gravity is pulling them into my chest, opening up my back. I don't have to grip my abdominals because gravity is pulling them directly to my spine anyway. I don't have to hold my hips because my hips are being held by gravity and the pressure of their own. So you're relaxed this way. If you have your feet up on the edge of a chair or your bed, that's even better. And if you can hang out there for 10 minutes, start with 5, build up to 10, everything is going to relax into the floor. Your posture is in its perfect alignment. Your head is straight. Your eyes are not gripping. Your jaw is not gripping. You just keep thinking, I'm relaxed as you breathe. Be sure you're breathing. If you go to sleep, that's okay. Give it, a good 10 minutes. Build up to 15. It's just a relaxation technique that will help you release. And you should sleep better and just feel better. This also releases these muscles. When you are done, you need to gently roll to your side and push up from with your hands so that you do not cause any spasming of those muscles that are released. The more you do something like that, the better you get at it and the more positive benefits you get from it. Okay, so we did pigeon and child's pose. We did the static hold. And I got this technique from one of my dance instructors at Brigham Young University. His name is Les Ditson, and I have lost track of him, but he was an amazing person. I'm pretty sure he was teaching us yoga before yoga was a thing. He probably knew about yoga. He was a hippie in the 70s and just brought some real creative movement to us at BYU. So I appreciate Les Ditson, and I have used this technique my whole life. So we did 4 on the back, pulling to our chest, laying down, pulling a 4 in, a 4 on the floor. We did just stretching forward and pulling, and then the second one variation with our foot up, rolling on a ball. I showed you the plow, where your goal is to get your legs up and lift your hips and get up and over. As you do this, there are some great variations for that one. And plank. The last thing, and plank can also be done here on your elbows. So you're going for your own comfort level, right? At first, and then building up. So plank is super good. And you can go from a plank to a pigeon and back to a plank again. The objective is to spend 5 or 10 minutes every day of working on these muscles to release so they are not pinching on your sciatic nerve as it's trying to do its work down your hip. The last one I want to show you, because we are stretching into lots of time, is on the wall. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going to get straight to the wall, put my hip all the way to the wall, my head, my shoulders, everything. I'm going to put my hands beside myself. Now I'm going to come closer so you can see me, but imagine that you are fully pressed up against the wall, and then lifting your abdominals, everything else gets the relaxation. Toes and knees facing the ceiling the whole time. So this can be a discomforting position. You can have some discomfort just sitting here for a while. See if you can sit there for 30 seconds. Get the feel of what it is. Then the top of the head just reaches down. So the result is your chin comes closer to your chest. But you're attempting to stay open without holding anything. The wall is giving you support. Lift. So what you want to do is hit a maximum. You're reaching for your limits here. So my chin is going to come down. I'm still trying to feel open and lifted. Release. And then the top of your shoulders can release just a little bit. So the top, your middle back is still reaching to the wall. You're getting the support you need there. And as you breathe, you will release slowly as gravity is pulling you, and you will feel the release slowly. Eventually you'll come to a maximum where with the lifted abdominals, you're at your maximum. Your flexibility is there. You can also tuck your thumbs. In this position, I like to tuck my thumbs right under my knees just so they are not straining. And I'm still trying not to have any, like if my legs were straining, you could see that. But I just want them to be relaxed, toes and knees facing the ceiling. And I continue to just hang out and let gravity do the work here. In this position, you may start to feel spots that start that burning again. It's that lactic acid flowing out. Breathe through it. All you're doing is focusing on breathing. You can relish the moment, like my muscles have reached their very maximum and they're just going to let go. So you're just hanging out here. This is kind of the opposite of laying in that static stretch with your knees up and your arms crossed over. This is kind of the opposite of that, because what this is doing is to help release the muscles in your lower back and down into your gluteals now. Now, when you get down to the, some of you are going to be here at your max. Let it be what it is. And as your muscles reach their, I can think of it in Portuguese, their exhaustion, then you'll start to release a little bit at a time so that your chest is coming closer to your knees. And you're opening up the lower back and all of your muscles are starting to release. Okay, let me go through those again to make sure I talked about everything. Pigeon, child's pose, static hold on the floor, 4 on your back, 4 sitting, bringing the foot up, rolling on the ball, the plow, the plank, and then this wall sit. These are some of the great exercises that will help your muscles release from your hips. I would like to know if one of them helps you. Let me know and ask me any other questions. Ask me for any clarification. I can even just send you something privately. So I hope that this was helpful today. We went through a lot of different things without staying in anything very long. So I hope that helps. Have a wonderful day, and I hope we have lots of sunshine and lots of help.